My name is Ali. I'm the founder and CEO of LegalMate. The person that helped putting this event together. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about Dialpad and Clio with my guest star with me, Conti. I'm going to let Conti introduce herself and let everyone know about her. So, um, yeah, go for it, Conti. Awesome. You're muted, I think, Conti.
Okay, got it. Hey, everybody. My name is Conti. I am a family law attorney in Central Florida. Specifically, my office is in Orlando. We service several counties in the Central Florida area, and we only handle family law. I have a team of about 25 people on our team right now,
Wow.
and we have been loving our LegalMate automations.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kanti. And today, the we kind of wanted to be a little bit kind of ask us questions to me and Kanti how she uses it, what's successful for her, how she uses AI, because she was one of the first lawyers that I talked to that asked me about prompt engineering. She's way ahead of the curve than anybody else that I've talked to. So she's actually using AI in her practice day in, day out, which is awesome. And she has grown her firm to 25 people, as she said. And probably, as I tell her every time I talk to her, she's like the top 1% of the law firms out there in terms of like thinking and executing and actually deploying AI. And frankly, better than a lot of the tech startups I've seen. So she's way ahead of the curve, and I love talking to her and learning from her as she's been building her law firm. So I'm going to start with, of course, I'm gonna give a quick overview of what we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna go over Dialpad and what Dialpad is if someone doesn't know in this call what it is. I'm gonna go over Dialpad and the Clio integration that we have built and created. And then lastly, I'm gonna be talking to Conti about practical AI and how they use AI in their practice overall. So, Dialpad overview, it is a VoIP service both for your voice, for your text, for SMS. A lot of attorneys around us use it. The great feature that it has that we absolutely love is automated transcribing. So it transcribes every single call that you have, part included inside your subscription fee. It's the best uptime that we've seen from calling and texting. So, Conti, I know you use it at your law firm a lot. You moved from different VoIP services to Dialpad. So if you just want to say a few words about it and how your team uses it, because I know you guys also have phones on inside the firm, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, well, we use our computers for phones, so we don't have
Okay.
like for me the days are gone where you need an actual phone to pick up. So we
Yeah.
invest in headsets and we use VoIP. I'll be very candid. I used Vonage before I went to Dialpad, and Dialpad is just amazing. What's really important with Dialpad too is that the support they give you. When I see people who say, "Oh, I have issues with Dialpad," I'm like, something's wrong with your settings because I haven't had any issues with Dialpad. It's just it uses technology. The support is good. I think that Dialpad is one of the best VoIP systems out there for businesses in general.
Yeah, we internally use it too. So we absolutely love it. It's a main go-to phone system. And I've been on a lot of different phone systems, and Dialpad is just like clearly so far ahead of the curve than everybody else has been. Um, I'm curious, anybody else in the audience using Dialpad? I know Mitch, you use Dialpad if I'm not wrong, and Alan. So if you guys want to jump in and say something, but if not, all good. Oh, yeah,
So Mitch
Mitch
said he
does.
does.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you use Dialpad? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Cool. A lot of people do. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm gonna just skip this part because you guys all know about Dialpad. There's a bunch of different features, but if you have any specific questions about a certain feature, I'm happy to kind of go deeper into it. But has an open API, IVR, transcribing, all of these features are built in here, which are awesome and so far ahead. I'm going to talk a little bit about our integration with Dialpad and Clio and what's new and different in it. So you guys are all probably used to it. We do automatic call entries. So every time someone gives you a call, we will automatically log the call in it. We will find the contact inside your Clio and match it to the latest contact. So we do fix up your phone numbers behind the scenes. So you don't have to put the exact, formatted phone number. We will format it for you behind the scenes, helping you do better matching. So that's number one on the automated call entries. The second feature that a lot of people have been asking that like I got talking to Conti about was the full call transcript. So we will pull in your whole call transcript into the call communication and put it right there for you. And I will ask Conti a bunch of questions, end of these things, how she uses it, what's helpful for her, how her firm uses a lot of these features that we're talking about here. The other feature that we have is these AI summaries. So we take your transcript and summarize the call for you and give you the action items. So you don't have to read the whole transcript because, a call can be a 30-minute long call. You don't want to go through the 30-minute call and read all of the transcripts. So we put the AI summary on top, and then we also put the action items underneath it, letting you know exactly what the next things are from that call. This is a feature that Conti, I know you started to use recently for one of your attorneys, is automated time entries with AI description. So we can select which attorney in your firm will have automated time entries. And then we take that AI summary and create a description, as you can see over here, for your call, exactly what it will be. And then we put in the time and all of the other things part of it. So if you're a busy attorney going call to call to call and forget to put the time entry in, this will allow you to always have all of your time entries there. We're going to talk about a little bit about prompting in this call and how we use prompting to help you kind of dial in your AI description a little bit. But generally, out of the box, our AI descriptions are very, we've done a lot of tests and try to make them really, really accurate and simple for the attorneys. All right. So I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna ask Conti this question. Conti, if you want to explain what an AI prompt is and what they are, I will kind of fill in after it. But I wanted you to kind of talk a little bit about it from a lawyer's perspective on how you explain it to your friends.
So for me, the way that I explain it to my team is an AI prompt is where you're giving instructions to whether you use ChatGPT, Copilot, or whatever you're using for AI. And so when you're giving an instruction, if I tell a one of my assistants, "Hey, go and draft discovery on this case," if I give a broad AI prompt like that, I'm not going to get the output that I really want. So with prompting, it's really important that you craft detailed, specific prompts that gives like an example that gives like really good instructions to get the input, to get the output that you want. I think a lot of people are like, oh, you can tell all of these responses are AI generated. Well, that's because they're not using the correct prompt. So it's really the set of instructions that you give to whether it's your assistant or whether it's to AI. The better your instructions, the better output you will receive. And you can give examples, upload other discovery or whatever else for it to pull from. But it really comes down to what we input that determines the actual output. So learning how to create detailed prompts is crucial for any business that wants to utilize AI and get the most out of it.
Yeah, because it's like the way I kind of tell it, it's like if you hired someone really junior and this is the first time they're ever doing the work, you just don't tell them go do it. You kind of give them very detailed instructions from like 0 to 100. And the more instructions you'll give it, the better it will be in the end of the day. So the more vague you will be, the more, it will kind of look like the AI generated things that you might see online that are not really dialed in. So one of the best example that we worked initially with Conti was she had an idea of drafting emails right after a phone call using the transcript and the AI summary, which was the first kind of like our forte into like prompting our AI summaries that we have. So, one of the first one that we worked with her to kind of create the AI prompt was like we added context about her law firm. So as she started in the call, she's from Florida, she practices there, she has X amount of attorneys, and she only focuses on family law. Over then she wanted to add a little bit more in that, if you draft an email for me, make it concise, make it very generous, and please put in the action items in there for each person that we talked about on the call. That was one AI prompt that her and I created for her. Other ones that we've seen other attorneys build with us is like automatic classifying the calls. So if it's like an intake call versus a client call versus a sales call, so you can ask it to start like classifying your calls after it. Excuse me. And then you don't have to like generally manually go in and do any of these things. These things will automated be done by AI, which is like the power of prompting in the end of the day. So here's an example of the AI prompt that like Conti and I built, which is essentially like it will put in the AI summary on the top, and underneath it, it will put in an email right there and then, which will be like, hey, this is a subject line, this is the email. And then what you can do is you can copy and paste that inside your Outlook and send out the email. Most of the time, what I've seen personally, what I do is end up editing the email. And Conti and I always say like, I never start an email blank anymore. And Conti, you're the first one to tell me that. Like you probably copy and paste these and send those emails out. You edit them. So it's like you never start from zero at this point. Conti, on your opinion, like how much time would you think you save by like never starting an email from scratch now?
A lot. Like you can't, I can't even put a number on it. I use Copilot, and so what Copilot is able to summarize an email. Like if you get out of trial, you get out of court, and you have like a bunch of clients from emails, you're like, oh, I can't even. I just go in and look at the summary, and then with the summary, it says, all right, here's a summary. I want you to create a response that says this, and this. It just gives you a great place to start. So AI will give you a great place to start drafting. You still always have to go in and add your flair to it, but it just saves you the time from starting from ground zero.
Yeah, the other thing that we've found is the same with like time tracking. It's like, it will get all of your time tracking in. Most of the time you don't have to edit it, but like the one or two times that you have to edit it, you don't have to start from zero. It's already done for you. And all you have to do is become a great editor in the end of the day. The other thing that we are going to be launching real soon after this call, Conti, is structured notes going into your Clio notes after a call. So this is we take the summary and the transcript from the call, and we create a structured note for you inside Clio, so you can go look at your notes in the end. So you'll have the AI summary generated in your transcript, but once you go to the notes, it will have all of the detailed notes of like what you talked about, if there was any actions in there for like if there was a court date or anything. So in this case, it's talking about a custody that we were testing and talking about what the outcomes are, what they want, and all of the details in there. So from there, you will have all of these notes that you never have to take because a lot of times if you're running call to call to call, people don't have time to take notes. And then they're like, oh, what happened? What did we talk about? So these are the structured notes that we're going to be introducing right after this call. Um, and now I'm going to just talk a little bit about why this integration is kind of like a game changer for a lot of your firms and how what it does for you. The first one is it will have the automated notes and AI summaries, so you never have to be like, oh man, what was that call about that I had 2 weeks ago that I need to go back. And the second one is it will organize everything. Conti, tell me about yourself, but like you probably use all text search inside Clio a lot, and you think about a keyword that you had. Now you can search and a transcript will come up that you talked to them about. The other one that we've seen a lot of our attorneys talk about is bar complaints. He said, she said kind of deal ends up happening, and there's the bar complaint. This is just a kind of insurance policy for you to be able to protect yourself from that call that happened, and everything is organized in that matter under that contact. Capturing time. In the end of the day, you can go look at how much calls you made and how much money you made in the end. That yeah, a lot of firms that we found end up billing more hours than before because they have all of the time tracked. Last one, this is I think for bigger law firms like yourself, Conti, is like you can review your staff calls uh, and kind of
And
go in there. Yeah, go
if I
for it.
can add to that, it's not necessarily for just for bigger firms, but if you're trying to scale your firm, I think when I first started to scale, I'm afraid of well, they don't say it like me, what if they're not doing it like me? But this gives you an easy way to go in and check and kind of audit what's going on with your team so that you can feel more confident about scaling and providing feedback to your team. So even if you're not at 25, team members, if you're trying to scale, it's a powerful tool for you to be able to kind of keep your pulse on what's happening on the front lines.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Is there any other thing that you were kind of surprised by, Conti, in the end of the day, when you start to track your calls and looking at them from the perspective of a law firm owner?
I mean, yes, you're surprised by what some of your team members say. You're you're surprised by like it for me, like client care is really important. So, I want people to show empathy. I want people to, it shouldn't be so transactional. So, but and having it, because Dialpad is great. So we have the transcripts, but having it in Clio, organized by client, sorted, it just is easier to access. And so for me, and then when we're auditing cases and seeing what's happening, we're able to do it in a lot shorter time with the Clio integration than if we were to go and try to audit and look at all the transcripts in Dialpad. So since we use Clio, it makes it too easier to we're going to go to a different platform or go to Dialpad and try to figure out what happened or whatever else. It's just more user friendly.
Yeah. Um, yeah, like the this is like kind of like even like as we're scaling our company, like as we're going to be hiring more people, this just allows you to kind of dial in like is that client score, if you may, the NPS is what they call it in tech world. It's like how good is my team treating the clients. The other one that we like, because we work in like I work in tech, but like I work with lawyers a lot. One of the things I found was the reverse also being really helpful was like when clients become a little bit abusive to your staff, and you end up kind of being like, oh, like the client your staff might come to you and be like, I'm not sure if the client was being just rude or in that like that state. So we've seen especially family firms is like go look at that transcript and kind of assess is this individual actually going to become harmful to your staff. I'm not sure if
And
Conti, if you've seen it.
no, literally, we just had a situation with an opposing counsel who was talking down to the staff and called our attorney stupid. And I mean, and all of that. And so we were able to go easily pull it up. We were able to, say, hey, we're not tolerating this behavior. If like just to be sure that this doesn't happen again or whatever, but to have that access to where everybody in the firm can kind of see what's going on before when we would do it through Dialpad, we can go and get it, but you have to wait for someone who has admin access to retrieve it. And like it just takes more time and effort to do it. But we absolutely just had that issue with an opposing counsel talking recklessly to one of our team members.
Yeah, like that was for me was like, oh, the opposite works too. It's like to protect your own team in the end of the day is very important as you're scaling your team and kind of making sure everything is dialed in. Um, on that note, like this is kind of like as I said, we wanted to be a little bit more Q&A and kind of open mic for people to ask both Conti and I questions on how you might use AI inside your practice. Uh, right now, we want to just give you a very prime example of using Dialpad and Clio and how that integration really helps you save time, say taking notes, and have everything structured in one place. Conti, do you have other examples inside your firm that you've been really like trying to dial in the AI component of it that you can use as examples for everybody?
I try to use AI with everything that we can. So with auditing discovery, that's been very helpful of trying to audit discovery, auditing of our clients' discovery, opposing parties' discovery. I mean, it's almost easy for me to tell you what I'm not using AI on. But we are trying to be more efficient so that our clients get more bang for their buck. Again, AI is where it starts. It's not where you end. It's a good starting place. We use it for charts and summaries for trials and hearings. But you have to double check it, obviously, just like you would double check an assistant's work. You just can't.
Yep.
I mean, so it's no different. We use it for scheduling meetings, like
You're like all in.
all in.
Did you
Or
go ahead?
one thing that's also been helpful is like for our SOPs, our standard operating procedures. Now we have an agent that's hooked to like our SOP, and so people who like may not know where to go find a certain SOP just type in the question, and then the agent will answer it based off of our SOP, and then take them to the SOP so they can either watch it on video or review the guide on how to do whatever they're trying to do. So even for internal operations, it's been very helpful.
This is a question I asked all my friends too. Did you have to change your own mindset in how you approach your work when the AI started to become more prevalent around you? Like, do you usually go to AI to start your work now? And like when you want to do a task, like how like the
Yes.
shift has like that you've really shifted your mindset at the end of the day. Because I see my wife is a teacher in high school, and like the way they use ChatGPT always surprises me. It's like they're like AI native people. Like they start everything with AI first, which is like very different for me. Where I was like, I would sit in front of an email and I was writing the email. They're like, "Why are you doing that?" Like prompt an AI to start that off for you.
even for like templates. So like even like when you use AI to create templates, you could sit there like you may not like how ChatGPT formats something. Well, upload something that you've done before and then give it the information to modify it and to give it back to you in that same format. So I mean, I think people are afraid of it. They think it's going to replace them. I don't think it's going to replace lawyers. I just think that it's going to replace the ones that don't use it because clients will get more bang for their buck with a lawyer that utilizes it
And did you do flat billing or mostly hourly?
hourly.
And like, do you think that like it's helping you kind of do more out of your team in the end of the day? Because like that's another question I usually get from lawyers is like, oh, is it gonna reduce my billing? Is it gonna like make me less money? And I'm always like, no, it's the opposite most of the time.
Yeah, no, it allows you to be more efficient, touch more cases, help more people, and get more done, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's literally what it's for. I want to open it up. Like, do other people have questions for Conti or for myself in terms of like how she uses AI or how her journey kind of got started with AI? What was one of the first tools you used, Conti, that was like, well, this is a game changer for you?
Chat GPT. So I used Chat GPT at first. And then I saw the free version and then I got the paid version. And they're still kind of like, oh, I'm kind of scared to put any information in there. So I redact information before I put it in there. And then I went to Copilot. But I mean, ChatGPT can tell you how to use your MX points to get a flight to Europe first class. I mean, like it really
It's
helps you with a lot of
crazy.
different a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we started there. One of the things that I will say that's been helpful with this integration is that although I'm very tech savvy and tech forward, my team is not necessarily. Not everyone on my team is like, oh yes, new technology. So you have different levels of people who are willing to not willing, but that want to learn something new, right? So it's hard. So with this right here, with having the summary for the calls and then having the like email generated for them, it allows them without having to go and put a prompt in or anything else to kind of just use that tool. It's like kind of giving it to them on a silver platter and say, all right, copy and paste this, and then you can kind of use that to get started. So it's a good way. This tool has been very helpful with them seeing the benefits of AI. And without them like feeling like they need to go here or go here and try to figure out how to use it, it's in their face. Like, here you go, just it's done for you. Copy and paste this and then start your email. So that
Yeah, I
has
think
been
like yeah, because a lot of people don't know what to prompt, right? As you were kind of saying, it's like I don't know what to ask it, or I don't know how to ask it, and it's like writing this like really weird email. So this way, like Conti can kind of control the tone and the way the emails are written a little bit by prompting it for her whole firm, and make sure that the results on the other side are what she kind of wants it to look like for everybody inside the firm. Because that's in the end, you're trying to make it more efficient, right? You wanna, if the task took 10 minutes, now it takes two, which is makes a big difference at a scale that like Conti is working on now.
absolutely. It's been very helpful.
Awesome. Well, I know we're coming at the 30-minute mark. If anyone else has any questions for me and Conti, I would love to take them. Otherwise, it has been really, really awesome talking to Conti and having you as our customer and helping us kind of build this out. If anyone wants to get started on this integration, please send me an email. We can onboard you and get you started if you use Dialpad and Clio. It will help you save a lot of time and money and get you going. So here is my email. I will also send information after this call for everybody. So if anyone has any questions for me, please feel free to ask. Uh, Otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining today and chatting with us and thinking how AI can help your firm and seeing practical use cases of it.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Take care and hope to see you guys soon. Bye.
All right. Bye.